Well, let's just start rolling with that. That'll be our intro. There you go. There's the intro, guys. All right. That was nice. Nicely done there. You want to ride longer?
You know it.
Because I just rode longer.
Yes, we did.
2,600 miles East Coast. And I was not tired of a sore and achy ass. You know why? Because I fixed it.
Because you remembered.
With a high-quality butt buffer seat cushion. Head over to lawabidingbiker.com/store. Check out our full line of butt buffer seat cushions. And on our East Coast trip, last minute, Houston, one of the California chapter members with the Sworn Few MC, last minute, of course, realized that his ass was sore last year and he hadn't yet ordered from the store. So I was nice enough to last minute grab one off the shelf of the store, pack it in my carry-on, which I could barely fit.
You're a nice guy.
I am, and he owes me for that because he did not want to go like he did the previous year, even on his touring bike, without a butt buffer. Literally save your ass.
Especially when the guy leading the pack decides he's just going to push it all the way through to instead of taking one last break and runs a whole tank of gas.
Correct.
Several hours.
Yes.
I'm not sure. I was about ready to just pull over and pee and catch up. But
you were. I was ready to push on, dude. But I get it. If you have to pee, that's different. That's different. Yeah, for sure. Hey, Big Alex. Zero 3D has a wide variety of innovative products for your Harley-Davidson and a brand new line for the all-new Honda Goldwing named Gold Strike.
I like gold.
Top quality, affordable chrome lighting and comfort products. Zero Gold Strike are the motorcycle LED lighting innovators for campus plug-and-play system compatibility. Head over to lawabidingbiker.com/store and check out our full line of Zero 3D products. And soon coming, they're working hard on products for the 2024 models. Know that.
What's one move in bed that makes a man go crazy every time?
Oh, you gotta give him that hawk too and spit on that thing. You get me?
I'm trying to see what that be like right there. Look, be that down in the
And if you haven't seen the Hawk Tua videos on Instagram, you're not living. You're just not living yet. So
talk about viral. Jeez.
You got to give him the old Hawk Tua. Now, Lurch, I want you, here's the deal. So you've been gone.
I have.
On an East Coast trip with me.
My wife would tell you that I was gone the whole month of June.
Well, yes. Probably not the whole month, but
16 days.
To a woman, that is their version.
Yeah, it's close enough.
And whatever their version is reality.
Yes, well,
that cannot be changed. No, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Let's just from their mind, it is their reality.
Yes, it's kind of like when people say that's my truth. No,
correct.
There's the truth and not the truth. There's not your truth.
Right. But you can't tell those people that.
Oh, no shit. You can't tell your wife either.
You're right, honey. I was gone the whole frickin' month. You're right. 16 days is close to 30. Yeah. Anyways, you've been gone. And I know you got back late this week. And Lurch is, we were talking over lunch. And Lurch is going to, this weekend, he's going to just walk in the bedroom. And with nothing on, maybe his motorcycle boots,
as one does, and he's just gonna walk in and say, "Give me the old Hawk Tua," and see if she knows how the old lady reacts. Either couple outcomes. Number one, she just fucking stares at you with a blank stare. Cause she's never heard Hawk Tua, or she could ask you what the fuck is Hawk Tua, and or she's going to say, that's fucking gross. I'm not Hawk Tuaing you. Is that a verb now, dude? I think it's become a verb.
I think it has, dude. I will tell you this, and I don't know where it went. But if you are going to, I'm not sure how many people do the Hawk Tua. But
maybe just the kids these days.
It might just be the kids, dude. But here's what I'll say. If you are going to do the hawk tour, get involved in those kind of activities, I would definitely make sure that you use this first, and that's fresh balls. I would definitely, because if your balls are not fresh, there's no hawk toing.
No.
Is that hawk? There's no hawk toa if your balls aren't fresh. Now, we were in a very hot environment over on the East Coast, very muggy, very hot, very humid. And if you don't think you're going to get swamp balls, you are mistaken. And I guarantee I had the fresh balls. I did forget to put it on one day. I will be honest here.
And you can tell the difference, couldn't you?
It's good when I forget things sometimes, not on purpose. Yeah, like when I forgot the butt buffer seat cushion.
Yeah.
It reminds you of how good it is, guys. Anyways, fresh balls, no joke. I know Matt Haywood said he was using it too, although I did not verify. I took his word.
Sniff his balls?
I did not, and I didn't do the hawk toa.
You know what I should have done is also rubbed it on my feet. Damn, my socks got funky too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, socks were all but wringing them out moist. Yeah, it is tried and tested here. It's the original anti-chafing and deodorant ball cream for men. Yes, it's a funny name, but it's legit. It's clinically tested. Hypoallergenic. So fresh, so dry. Keep your balls and taint fresh and dry all day. Yes, even in that muggy weather, I stayed dry and fresh, and it has a cool feeling when you put it on. It gives a little chill to your nuts. They don't shrivel up like raisins. It's not that cold. You don't look like Lurch all the time. But Lurch is just chuckling at me all day in between showers. That's right. Designed for men to deal with chafing, irritation, and unhygienic problems. We just talked about that. You don't want swamp balls, swamp taint, or swamp ass. It gets rid of that moisture and sweat. And we've said before, stay away from those messy powders. I know there's some fun names, and I'm not going to say they don't work. What's the one? Monkey butt. I'm not talking bad about it at all. I just prefer these creams. That's all we used to have.
Yeah.
But they get the problem is they turn into cake. Thank you. Well said. I was trying to think of the term.
Yeah.
Exactly. They cake up, and I can tell you I've tried that. Not that it's bad. Do something. For God's sake, with your balls, people.
And they're finding out that talc's not the best thing to put on your balls.
True.
And I don't know if I can't remember if the monkey butt has talc in it or not, but I mean, you got to get away from the parabens and all that kind of the talc and all that kind of stuff. Yep. This will not hurt your boys.
Okay. Tell me about that.
They're paraben free.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. Paraben. We looked that up
talc
before.
Free. Yeah. And it's not paraffin. Paraffin's a wax. Paraben's some kind of chemical that you don't want on your balls. That's all I know.
It's premium ingredients, by the way. Tapioca, starch, not pudding. To help absorb sweat and moisture, oat kernel extract, and aloe to soothe. That must be what makes my balls feel cool, because aloe does that when you put it on a sunburn. Mm-hmm. Oh, I never thought about that.
That's why your balls are tingling when you put it on there.
No doubt, bro.
And there's no aluminium in there.
Ooh. No aluminium.
All things that hurt your balls.
Yep. Keep your balls non-sweaty, non-sticky. Use as part of your daily grooming routine for your balls, legs, thighs, and down in that man area, i.e. the taint. Made in the USA from globally sourced materials, made with ingredients free from talc, as Lurch mentioned. Say it.
Parabens?
And aluminium.
And no aluminium.
By the way, not tested on animals, just humans. Now, we are going to actually, Louis the studio dog is in here with us. We're going to put it at some point on his wiener, but his wiener's so small, it's going to be hard to find his wiener.
I will not be part of this.
And his nuts are gone. He's nutless. Sorry, Louis. He's looking at me. I'm sorry. You're nutless. But we will test it on dogs, and then we will call the company and tell them that it has been tested on animals officially. and then they can sell it as, dog nut cream. Fresh dog nuts.
Since you said taint, most people know what the taint is, but I had to look it up because it's funny when you look up definitions of such things.
Taint the pussy, taint the asshole.
That's the easiest way to say it.
Right.
Taint is a term used to refer to the perineum, the region of the human body between the testicles or vagina and the anus. This term has no basis in medical terminology and is most often considered lewd and mildly obscene.
So there you go. We've hopefully have been obscene and we've offended most of you so that you stop listening. That's perfect. That's what we try to do here.
Obviously, we have fun with this commercial, but we do it because it's legit.
Do we have a link?
Stuff.
Of course we do.
I believe it's called...
it's lawabidingbiker.com/fresh
balls.
Dash
fresh
balls.
Dash balls, that's right.
lawabidingbiker.com/fresh dash balls. That is a real link. By clicking through, you're supporting us. No additional cost to you, but we do get a small kickback, just like when you buy dude wipes, wet wipes. So you can keep clean down there. lawabidingbiker.com/fresh dash butt. BUTT. Fresh dash butt.
Oh.
We appreciate
Just found
your
something
support.
new. I hadn't looked up the fresh balls in a while because I haven't had an order any, but they've got little on the go anti-chafing lotion packets too.
Ooh,
Yeah, a little 15 pack.
that's nice.
That'd be handy.
That'd be real handy. We already have single dude wipes in our computer bags, backpacks.
One application, it says.
Okay, we got to get some of those.
All right.
We'll test those.
Well, it's the same stuff. It's just in the package.
We still got to test them to say it's the same.
Okay.
Just what we do here. We're very thorough.
All righty.
So there you go. That's how thorough we are. Can I give
What's
it to me one more time?
That makes a man go crazy every time.
Oh,
That
you
do.
gotta give him that huck too and spit on that thing.
Funny every time.
You see what that be like,
it-
right there. Look, be that.
The accent helps. If you've seen the video, she's a cute little gal and she's having fun saying it. So it's living rent free in my head right now. It just won't get out of my head. And I think I'm not the only one.
And if you are a person that doesn't yet know what the hawk tua is, you're a better person for it. It's not. That's not the hawk tua. What are you doing over there?
Remember I mentioned feet?
Oh yeah, they got
fresh feet.
okay.
Foot spray. Got to order that too.
Okay, we got to test that. I do use some sprays on my feet now and then. Like, I get a little athlete's foot now and then from riding every day. So if this does the same thing, is it just to keep dry or is it's not a medicine, so to speak?
It's not a medicine.
Just to keep dry. That's nice. I used to put powder in my
fighting
socks.
foot spray with essential oils.
I used to put powder to stay dry and I should, but it cakes up too. So we will test that because we were just talking about wet socks on this trip. Do we got an email or anything, dude? I added
eucalyptus, spearmint tea, and thyme. Ooh, makes your feet smell good.
Nice.
Yeah, there is an email in there.
Oh, because I went down to that episode because you took my Fresh Balls commercial out of there. All right, so we've got an email here. So,
and this is you handled this one, so I'll let you do it.
Oh, I did.
Yeah.
How about that? I have been handling some for you.
Appreciate you.
Yay! I got mail.
If I haven't told you lately, I appreciate you.
I do. I appreciate you too. We've been busting our asses. All right, so this is from Jim McJenkins of Northport, Alabama. He simply went over to lawabidingbiker.com/contact and he submitted a question via the contact form. Same page. You can also leave a voicemail. We love your voicemails. Want to hear your voice? Want to play it? Love hearing from people. Either way, we appreciate it. Amazing donation. When you contact us for our time and effort that we put in, you can leave a donation over there and certainly your question gets prioritized because of that. We just have so many emails anymore. It's very, very hard to keep up. So we spend so much time. We can't continue to do all that for free. So we appreciate it when you ask a question, those donations. And he left a substantial donation. And so we thank you, Jim, for doing that. He writes, can I sync it with my iPhone and answer calls? Watched your video on YouTube, but not clear what to do. Okay. Did I answer this?
Yes.
Is that the only question? Can I sync it? What was the title? Oh, email Shuey Neotech 3 comm system. Okay. So there must have been more to it or who knows?
The card.
Can I sync it with my iPhone and answer calls? Okay. So in reference to the Shuey Neotech. Okay. So Does that make sense?
Yep.
Set it up for the audience. So here's my response, which will reel it all in and make sense if you're confused right now. So I say you've got a couple of options with the Shoei Neotech 3 in regards to in-helmet comms, phone calls, and music. The helmet does not come with any of that stuff, and you have to add it afterwards. We are selling the Shoei Neotech 3 in the Law Abiding Biker store. We will get you hooked up. We have them ready to go, and we appreciate all of you that are using us for your Shoei Neotech 3. Same price as anywhere else and better customer service, I guarantee it by far. And it is my new helmet that I'm rocking. The Grasp version, multicolor, is what I got. And you'll see that he's referencing a review video I did of the Shoei Neotech 3 in comparison to the Neotech 2-in-1. So I will go on. I say your first option, Shoei partnered with Sena Bluetooth headset systems. And the Neotech 3 has cutouts on both sides and a battery compartment in the rear for the Sena SRL Bluetooth headset system, which integrates with the helmet, so to speak. But you have to buy that separately and add it to the Neotech 3 helmet. Once purchased and installed in the helmet, you can pair your smartphone with the helmet to listen to music, take phone calls, and talk to other riders in your group. You can get that Sena SRL headset system. We have not added it to the store, but we need to because it is available to us. That was on the to list. So just check back. If you do need one right now, if it's not a listed, which it's not, you can just ask us for it and we can get it. So your second option, so that's the integrated system that they're trying to get you to partake in with that helmet. The second option, what we use here and what we recommend, we simply buy a Cardo PackTalk Edge Bluetooth headset system and install that on the Neotech 3. Once purchased and installed in the helmet, you can pair your smartphone with the helmet to listen to music, take phone calls, and talk to other riders in your group. I prefer Cardo over Sena, and it simply mounts to the side of the helmet as I discuss in my video. We sell Cardo PackTalk Edge headsets and other models in our store, and they are always in stock. It comes with everything you need to easily install it on the Neotech 3 with different mounting options. That is available right now in the Law Abiding Biker store. I'm not going to go in right now to why I prefer Cardo now that I've used it a lot, because we're going to get into it in this episode, because we're going to break down a bunch of stuff for you here. With that said, I think we should actually get this episode started. Oh, do we need to start, Lurch? Yeah, there you go. So we should do an intro and stuff like that, like a real podcast. There you go. Welcome back, you freaking bikeaholics. This is the podcast for the motorcycle majority, the Big MM, also known as the
99%
large. In charge of the motorcycle scene more than any time in history by being here, by listening. You're part of what we call the hashtag
Biker Revolution.
We have just one question before we get started.
Mount up and let us take you on another wild ass ride.
I forgot the what are you waiting for, bikeaholics? I paused, but you went. That's good. All right, welcome back. Ryan Urlacher here, your host of the Law Abiding Biker podcast, and your
high-tech redneck.
Nice. Okay. New free video alerts. You want to do that?
This is how to operate a Harley quick disconnect fuel line valve on a Harley Davidson. If you've never messed with them, they can be a little tricky, but we show you how to take that off there and remove your tank.
Yeah. Very
tips and tricks.
Yeah, we've thrown out all kinds of stuff like that all the time for you guys. Just stuff that's evergreen content on the channel. The website, you can search the search bar. Very good results. Just disconnect fuel line, whatever. It will be in the show notes. Just a plethora of videos coming out over on the YouTube channel. And of course, followed up by website articles and links and help and things like that. All right. So, today's episode, we talked about a little bit, we're going to dive in to our East Coast trip. Now, what I want you to understand is we're going to do a 2-part series like we do every year. We went on the East Coast for a 10-day ride. It was actually a 12-day trip with long story. Anyways, we rode a lot of miles all over the East Coast. What we're primarily, those are coming up. We'll have Popeye down, probably Cowboy. Lurch will be here, me. We'll do our 2-part going over every detail of the trip and all the funny stories and experiences and our opinions and tips and tricks and everything we always do every year. That's coming. What this is, we've carved out some things within this trip that we won't be able to talk about on those episodes because then it would be a 4-part series. These are kind of a bunch of things that we learned, some equipment I was testing, some tips, tricks, and kind of everything in between, some mistakes we made and how we resolved it. And yeah, it's kind of just it's a hodgepodge.
Yeah,
of
absolutely.
information.
Uh-huh.
And I've never actually had a hodgepodge.
You haven't?
And in fact, I currently have used that for my entire life, and I don't actually know the definition of a hodgepodge.
I would say it's a mix and match, just a little bit of everything.
That's what my own
How you
definition,
use it?
because
Okay.
that's how we use it, right?
Mhm.
Have you heard hodgepodge before?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Okay. I've used it my whole life, but I just know it's a lot of shit. So whenever I have a lot of shit,
Okay.
but this even fits it more. So the appropriate definition of hodgepodge is a confused mixture,
Okay.
which is exactly what we're doing here. It is a confused mixture of different topics.
It's a mixture. I don't know if it's confused, but
It is confused
is it?
because it doesn't really follow like a theme. It's just a bunch of stuff. Like if we look at it here, like headset and battery, and it's
Okay, fair enough.
You know what I mean? If you used it, I get what you're saying, but I think it's inappropriate. So whether you like it
I
or not,
will allow it.
this is a hodgepodge of stuff. We're going to go things we learned on our trip, and it's going to be a lot of fun. You know what, Lurch? Love our sponsors. If you are so we only allow 3 sponsors on the show at a time, and because we don't want to water the content down too much. 3's our limit. We have right now Butt Buffer and Zero 3D that are official sponsors of the show. We have an opening for a 3rd, which we've just been sitting on for a little while, but I do want to make some announcements. If you are a company and you want to get on the number one listen to motorcycle podcast, OGs in the space, been around 11 years, get tons of interaction and have just an awesome large audience, this is the one you want to be on. And again, once sponsors lock those spots up, you're in until you're not anymore. And so it doesn't open. Once this closes, it's done until that particular company decides that they're not going to do it. We've had some long time sponsors. And they lock those spots up because they know that going in, that once you say you're done, we fill it, and we don't know when we could allow you to be a sponsor again. So if you want it, there's a lot of benefits for being a sponsor. You get some YouTube action too, depending on that. But anyways, if you want to hit us up, Lurch, can you look at the website? And I forget the URL. It's in the menu. If you look up lawabidingbiker.com, you go over, there's a drop down, other things or something, and find out what the URL is. But hit us up quick because it will fill. We just hadn't announced it, and we're announcing it. So if you think that your brand or product is a good fit and something useful to the biker community as a whole, and it's something you want to get on the platform and in front of this audience, it's something that fits our values and what we believe in and can back it as a good brand or products, we will have a talk with you and we will see if it is a fit. And where can they go?
They can go to lawabidingbiker.com/official sponsors, all in word, official sponsors.
There you go. So head over there. And if you're a company, now's the time to jump on it because it will close. So, all right. Now, with that said, we appreciate all those sponsors up front. They certainly help support the show. But these folks are also sponsors, and a direct reason we're still coming to you after 11 years, just as important, if not more, than the regular sponsors. So I want to thank the following newest patron members.
We'd like to thank Curtis Walker of Kingwood, West Virginia, Patrick Emerson of Allen, Texas, and Johnny Pavone. He is top tier.
There
Sorry,
you go.
I don't know where you're from, though, Johnny.
Thank you so much for becoming patron members. No better time here in 2024. Now, you're not just signing up as a patron to support us, you're getting benefits, and there are a plethora of them, such as t-shirts and stickers. You get access to the private Facebook group, Troll Free Zone, nothing but bikers helping and connecting. with other bikers in there. You get access to live video broadcasts and chat podcasts early before everybody else, access to premium videos up on request for you top tier, and of course, access to those ride, meetup, and events like we just did last week in Tennessee, or a little over 10 days ago, I guess, or so, something like that. You get access to all that stuff, guys, and you just basically pledge a certain amount per piece of content. And no risk to you because you can put a monthly cap so you don't go over your family budget. And it is seriously a direct reason we're still coming to you this many years later. All right, shall we?
We shall.
Dive in to our main topic. All right. You want to talk about the first item on the agenda?
No, is that because I was involved with it? Or
Sure. Just because you can speak more.
In all fairness,
because it was your part of the deal. No, we all screwed up. We all This is not Lurch. We all fucked up, and we were in a hurry.
But we learned,
and we didn't overthink it. Mm-hmm. We didn't overthink it. We didn't think about it enough.
We didn't think about it at all.
The logistics of this trip were insanity.
Yeah,
and so I just completely blew it off.
Yeah,
I took the risk.
A lot of moving parts. So because some of the guys couldn't get enough time off to ride all the way out and into Florida and back. I volunteered, and Lee Popeye volunteered to take the bikes to Nashville, to Snowman's house in Gallatin, Tennessee. And we don't trailer our bikes a whole lot. We ride our bikes. So this is probably one of the reasons we found it out, is we don't trailer very often. But even if we do, it's
the first time.
It's taking it somewhere to a shop to get something worked on,
right,
that we can do or whatever. It's very, very infrequent that we put a bike on a trailer. So we had 6 of them loaded up in the back of my trailer, and we talked about, do we need to pull fuses, put in transport mode, and we all decided, just leave the keys on the bike.
And
just
we
leave
knew
the fobs
this
on the bike.
After it happened, I realized that we knew this, but we were just in a hurry.
Knew it if we would have thought through.
Right.
Yeah. So, assuming the fobs are with the bikes, the alarms aren't going to go off, right? And I can't confirm or deny lights and stuff are going on and off because
they were.
Because when we go back and I mean, we'd get to a gas stop and, Popeye would be fueling up and I'd be checking straps. So the lights were never on.
Here's this. Think of this. I was thinking, dude, how great would it have been to have a camera in there? It would have looked like a fucking disco all the way until about Montana when everything died, dude. At some point, it wouldn't be a show anymore. Anyways.
Yeah. So we just figured having the fobs and the bikes would be fine. They were in chocks. They were upright. Had the fobs with them. Well, after 3 days of transporting, we got to Russ's house and went to unload them, and they would not start. The only bike that started was Ray's bike. He's got a Road King, so he's got a little less electronics on. It's the only thing I can think of. Maybe hard to say.
It says even key fobbed?
Yes, he's got a key fob.
But it does have the alarm. They used to be key fobbed, but they weren't alarmed.
And maybe his isn't.
Yeah.
It's a good question. I don't know. His is a 16 or 17. I'd be surprised if it didn't have it. But
did it fire real hard, or was it slow?
It was still a little slow.
Oh, okay.
It's still a little slow. It just wasn't completely dead. My bike with the ion lithium in there, they get down to about 4 volts and they shut themselves off to protect themselves. So it was.
They go sleep night.
Sleepy nighty. So mine had 0, but as soon as I put a jump pack on it, fired right up. So we were able to jump them all and get them going. Corey's bike, Cowboy, his was weird. We got it going, ran it for a little while, turned it off, and then when we started it back up, it's almost like it wasn't pulling fuel or something. Like the battery, it's really strange, but it would. As soon as you try to give it a little gas, it would just die. It took a little while, but it came around.
Electronics,
yeah, something
electronic throttle, yeah.
And yours was the weirdest of them all. Yours being the 2024 Street Glide. We got it off, tried to jump it. It wouldn't turn on. It wouldn't fire at all. The dash would come up. Everything looked all right, but it said tip over warning on there, and we could not clear that tip over warning. We tried putting it on the kickstand. We pulled the fuse for a long time. We tried jumping it, couldn't get it to go. Finally, we grabbed the ion lithium out of your old Street Glide and threw it in there and fired right up, and all the codes went away. So lesson learned, just take the time to put it in transport mode. Maybe if you remember the sequence, maybe you can mention it on the 24s, but on the 23s and older, it's simple. You turn the ignition on before the security light goes out, you turn it off, and then immediately grab the left and right turn signals, hold them down. It'll blink once and then keep holding, and then you get 3 more blinks and you can let off, and it's in transport mode. Some of the newer bikes down in the gauge will actually say like trans mode or T mode or something like that. Mine's a 15. It doesn't do anything.
Trans mode. That's
Trans
you.
mode.
You have that stamped on your back.
Trans mode.
So 24s is to turn it into accessory mode because there is no ignition. Typical physical ignition. You hold down on the left, it's your odometer button. It doubles your trip odometer button on the left control on the top. It doubles if you hold it down, it turns the bike on in the IFCU, the infotainment control unit. It powers the bike up into accessory if you hold it down for 3 seconds. So you turn the bike on, and then your bright switch with your finger, you push on it into the bright position. It has it's a flash, where you can flash people, and you hold that, you reach down, and at the same time, you push up on the high beam and you hold the signal at the same time for several seconds. And then on your IFC screen, it will say transport mode, and it has a little car or a motorcycle being towed with a cross through it.
Well, okay.
And then it's in transport mode, and you just shut the bike off. And then the next time you turn the bike on with the key fob present, it will come out of transport mode. Same with those bikes.
Yeah.
Once you
turn the ignition on, it pops it out.
As long as the key fob's present. Right?
Exactly.
Yep. I'll be doing we need to do a little video on this, like a little 30-second video.
We'll do one on my bike and one on yours. Just show how to do it.
We did it in the past we did that.
Okay.
Yeah, we did how to.
I forget all the stuff.
We did how to reset and find trouble codes in the same video. We did how to put them in transport mode.
By the way, it looks like there's a new SLR for the Neotech 3s.
SRL, yeah.
Yeah, SRL 3.
There is, which is true because the shields don't work either. So you have to get everything's new on the Neotech 3. So yeah, be aware of that, guys. Now, because of issues like this on a trip, and we actually I had some further issues on my bike. I'm going to make this as easy as possible. I was testing a lithium ion battery on my 2014. Lurch already mentioned we had taken that bike to deliver to Russell Roberts, who bought my 2014 Patron Member. You all know him because he lives in Tennessee.
I think I failed to mention that the regular battery that was in your bike, the lead acid, we could not get it to jump, and it took like 2 or 3 jump packs and sucked them dry. So we assumed something was wrong with that one.
Yes. But it is good because they put it on a charger and it's fine. We just didn't have time.
We didn't have time.
Right. So they took to get me going. I was on a plane flying in, and I was getting text messages about this, and we just decided.
You were like, "What the hell's going on?"
Yeah,
I'm trying to figure out how to get my bike out of tip over mode. What did they do?
Yeah. I was like, I've never even heard of that. They took that lithium ion battery that I was testing on my 14, dumped it in there. That caused some further issues. Now, to keep this simple, later in the trip, I was having issues with the bike firing, and it was starting slow in gear. And then essentially it completely died on me, and not because that lithium ion battery was bad. It's good. So I was stranded on the side of the freeway. I did an Instagram live on it while I was there because I was in the back of the pack, and it was a freeway, and nobody realized that I stopped for a little bit. They all had to take the next exit. And anyways, so I was there for a while. Wouldn't start. I was just going down the freeway, and it died, and I had to pull to the inside shoulder. So come to find out, long story short, we had one of the guys, the other crew, they went into town, got a new battery, whatever they could find, just a lead acid Duracell, brought it back. Lurch installed on the side of the freeway, bike fired, no issues. It was not a bike issue. It was definitely not a bike issue. I know a lot of people want to make it sound like they're having all kinds of problems. No, I didn't have any. My bike ran like a just unbelievable motorcycle. I'm so satisfied with it. This was our issue. Had we not done that and left the lead acid, that bike would have had 0 issues. Come to find out, we are doing research on this. I want to get the facts on this.
we're finding out through different sources, and I'm going to contact Harley direct. We will bring it to you, the information. But apparently lithium-ion batteries are not recommended for the new 24 and newer with the infotainment control unit, something with the system, something the way it talks to the lithium-ion battery. It doesn't charge it, or it goes to sleep before it can charge it. There's something going on there. Again, what I'm telling you now is hearsay at best, but it seems to be true. Something happened, because as soon as we put the lead acid in there, the next 6 days of my trip, 5 days, 0 issues. So we're not sure on that, but be wary of lithium ion right now with those 24 and newer, because we're not sure. Now, luckily Lurch did come to the side of the freeway before we decided to buy a new battery. He jumped me that morning at the Starbucks. I was having issues with it. This is before it tanked on me going down the road, which seems to make sense because it just went to sleep and the bike just can't fire anymore. And so it makes sense. We jumped it that morning, and thank God, because we're sitting at Starbucks, and the only other option, had we not been prepared like we always are, we would have had to call a tow truck. There's no other option. So Lurch, do you want to talk about what you did and any products that we recommend from our store so that you don't get stranded over something so stupid? You could leave lights on, guys. I mean, it could be anything. Do you really want to have to call a tow truck during the middle of a trip when you could just carry this?
Yeah. And first of all, I had forgotten that you can just jump start the bike by hooking up the jump pack to the starter. I just forgot. So when we,
if you guys didn't know that, you just go underneath. I reminded Lurch because we do it on our police bikes and stuff, but you just take the positive, and there's a big nut rubber boot. You go over to the right side of the bike, right? Is it the right side? Yeah. And you just can see it. You pull the boot back. There's a big, huge nut and red wire. Or black wire, but that's positive.
Right.
And you hook the positive to that. That's your main power to your starter. And then you take the black and just put it to any bolt on the frame that's clean of paint.
Yeah.
And bam.
Boom. Fires. You can jump it right there. Unfortunately, I forgot that. And so we pulled the seats and shit off.
That was a lot of work. Dude. When I found out you guys did that, I was like, oh shit, dude, that's a lot of work.
Bikes. Anyways. We were able to use the Ride power bank. It's a battery. It's a jump pack, but you can also charge, your phone and that kind of stuff off it.
Little tiny miniature.
Small. Yeah. It comes with,
like your wiener.
Comes with the jump pack, the jumper, cables. It also comes with a, charging, cable to keep the battery charged up. So if you do need to use it, you can plug it in when you get to your destination to make sure it's charged. And it's also got some wires for cell phones, that kind of stuff with it as well. But it's in a nice little pack. I just keep it in my trunk. I think I had one, Corey had one, and I wouldn't be shocked if there was one or two more floating around on some of the other bikes. It's just nice to have with you when you're on a trip.
Yep.
And we've got a link to that in the show notes.
Yes, very good. It is available in the Law Abiding Biker store. You're foolish not to have one. I'll just tell you that. Because a tow truck would have been several $100s.
It's amazing the power of these little tiny jump packs because they have the ion lithium batteries
and multiple jumps.
Yeah, multiple jumps. I used mine just the other day to start my wife's car. Hers was dead. I forgot to put it on the tender. Her little summer convertible that she keeps out in the shop, and so I used that and it jumped it fine. I haven't tried this yet, but they claim that it'll start up to a 6-liter engine.
Yes, I have used mine.
Oh, you have
to jump a boat. It was a V8 because a guy we were launching the boat and he didn't have one, and I used mine and it literally jumped it, no problem.
Nice.
So I don't know if this is recommended use or even in the directions, but Lurch did advise that he likes to put one of the jumpers on each of his teats and give it a little go.
Is that weird?
Well, I mean, it's up to you, dude. Is it anywhere than a Hawk Tua? All right. Carry a jump pack. If you're by yourself, of course. If you're in a group, then at least have a couple of them amongst your folks. That would be a wise decision. And then nice. Somebody can carry a toolkit. One person can carry a jump pack, so you aren't,
Yeah, spread the luggage around. You don't need. Not everybody needs a toolkit. Not everybody needs a jump pack, but you make sure that somebody in the group does. Although everybody does need a first aid kit.
That is a must, because you don't want to wait for somebody to come back for a first aid kit. Like them, had something happen to me. They're all gone. They're 2 exits, 3 exits down before they can get off the freeway. They don't even know I've stopped or went down. That's a must. Now, I just like having a toolkit. I couldn't imagine running without a toolkit. We used the RTH3 Cruise Tools roll-up travel toolkit multiple times on this trip, guys. This is a 10-day trip. That's not because things are breaking down. These things happen. If you do not have the Cruise Tools RTH3 kit, we sell the hell out of those things so much that we have troubles keeping them in stock, but we're working our hardest. We had a meeting about it today at keeping those things in stock for you guys. They're a reasonable price. They have everything you need. If you're metric, we have one for metric. It's a roll up. It's got the necessities. It's what we use, and we add a little. We also have the Outbacker little multi-tool that we add to it. That just gives you a little more leverage on some Allens, but we used it for a couple foot pegs got loose, highway pegs, right? Mm-hmm. You had to do, Houston's handlebars kept rocking back because he put apes on his bike and they didn't tighten the clamps enough. And you guys did that with it, right?
Oh yeah.
There was a couple other things. I had something that we had to use it on. I'm trying to remember. I had to get the tool kit
on your bike.
Yeah. It was something. It was my backrest.
Oh yeah.
For my seat. The backrest was getting loosened up.
Floppity.
And none of this is like breakdown stuff, but why not? Some of it's breakdown. Why not fix it? Now you got a loose damn highway peg the rest of your trip, or you got to go try to find a hardware store and buy the exact tool you need. Just these things when you're traveling and you're long distance, guys, absolutely one of our first aid kits, absolutely a jump pack, absolutely Cruise Tools. And then also Lurch, if you want to look it up, I carry the tire repair kit and we have those in stock.
The stop and go. Yeah.
Yep. I carry a stop and go in there. Again, we've never had to tow a bike on a trip because of this, guys. Oscar's bars pulled back one time.
Yeah, Sturgis about 5 years ago. Yeah, his broke. So both of those, I had to take the fairings apart to get to everything. So I mean, this is a compact toolkit. Is it? Would I use it if I was in my shop working on my bike? No, I wouldn't, because it's meant to be small and compact. But it gets the job done. It's got every tool that you need in there for that Harley.
Yep. The project may take you a little longer because it doesn't every single perfect tool. Oh, I need a 90 wrench, or but it's got enough. Anything beyond what you can do with this, you're probably going to a shop.
Yeah. So far I've been able to fix everything we've needed.
We have, and we've used it a lot, guys. So enough said about it. Just trust us. You're crazy if you want to pay for a tow. Plus, calling for a tow truck like me, that would have delayed us like 2 hours for a simple battery issue if you wouldn't add a jump pack. It's unbelievable that the time we save and just back on the road. Anyways, we have it in the store. That's our tire repair kit. We also sell pumps. You can either get the tire repair kit, or you can do actually carry a pump like I do on my adventure bike. I actually carry a little pump and it just plugs into 12 volt, whatever, or off your battery tender wire, and you can literally blow up your tire, air your tire up right there. So just some things. It never fails. We're telling you this. I know we sound like a broken record sometimes, but we keep experiencing things. And so if you're new to touring or you've just been lucky, you got to have some of these things that'll keep you on the road, keep you on schedule, keep you going, so you don't end up in a shop over something stupid. You don't end up with a tow bill. You don't waste all your time with your crew because you failed to prepare. So, Yeah,
that stop and go that you have actually has comes with 4 CO2 cartridges as well, so you can blast some air in there. It's not going to fill it all the way up, but
enough to get somewhere to a pump. Yeah. Or the nearest Harley Davidson dealership to get a new tire.
Or you can add the mini air compressor that they have stop and go. It's
a lot of our guys are carrying that.
Yeah, it's about the size of like your wallet, but a little thicker maybe. Yeah.
Yep, I carry that on the adventure bike for sure.
Yep.
Out in the middle of nowhere. So we've got all those options for you in the Law Abiding Biker store. You can get them the same price from us as anywhere else, and you're going to get the best customer service, obviously, because we're bikers and we actually use this stuff, and we're telling you this stuff because this is shit that happens to us. So, all right. Let's go down in the interest of time, Lurch, and let's skip that for now and remind me we'll come back to that if we have time. Let's talk about I want to talk about Wilbers next.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. So we are a big dealer.
We're a big deal.
Not a big deal, but a big dealer. Not of
not of blow,
Cocaine.
not even of the Hawk Tuah. But cocaine, hell of a drug. Cocaine, hell of a drug. Hell of a drug. All right. So, Wilbers suspension, guys. We went over a whole episode on this. I had previously installed it on Oscar's bike when we did our review. If you haven't seen that review, you need to go over and catch that review. I was jumping speed bumps on Oscar's CVO after install. I was going through alleys at a high rate of speed with man-sized potholes. That's why we became a dealer after we tested it, installed it, and we are selling the heck out of it. We really, really appreciate you guys that are coming to us for Wilbers. And we have such a good relationship with Wilbers. They're sending people our way to get it. And we are so appreciative of that because we use this stuff. We install it, we live it, we eat it, we breathe it, and we recommend it. And so we want, obviously, to get you hooked up with it. So what happened is we installed it on Oscar's. I honestly, when I get review products, we get a lot of stuff. I always go into it with an open mind, and I'm never like, if I'm massively impressed, that's seldom. Usually I'm impressed, like it's a good product. I recommend it. I was taken back by Wilbers on Oscar's bike. So much so that I wanted to take it out and put it in mine. Anyways, so here's the deal. So we are selling that. We will take care of you. It's a custom order. You just order on the site. Then we're going to get a hold of you. We're going to ask you for information so that it's right and made for you. This is German voodoo shit, guys. Mm-hmm. And you guys don't hear me say that very often. I mean, like I said, look at all my reviews. Most of them are, it's good. I don't get gaga over stuff. So my 14 had Ohlins. We sell the suspension. Do you remember the model number? Lurch will pull it up.
On the Ohlins?
Yeah.
The Nix. You have the Nix 22 cartridges in the front.
Okay. What on the rear?
And then the S36 black line.
Nice memory.
Shocks in the rear.
Nice memory. Love it. Awesome suspension. Couldn't go wrong with it. So I just want to say that. And in my review video of Wilbers, I actually talk at the end about those two. And it's going to be based on your needs. But the Wilbers is voodoo German magic, and I stick to that. So before we left for the trip, we did some shorts, and I'm going to do another review video on it because what I learned in my 2,600 miles, you're going to hear it here a little bit first because I haven't even done the video. Put it on my 24. Wilbers front, rear kit. You got to get in a kit. That's how we sell it, guys, because they work together, and it's not that much more for the front. The bulk of it is the rear. So we just want it to work together. We just want you to have the experience that I have. Put it on my 24, headed out for the trip. Been a while since I rode on the Wilbers. Been riding the Ohlins, sold that bike to Russell.
I was really looking forward to your review of this because it's great suspension. We've been selling a lot of it. I know you're an Ohlins fan, and I knew you were going to get the opportunity to ride this thing cross country in all kinds of different. Every state you go to, the roads are definitely different. You can tell how much money they're putting into them.
Yeah.
And we had some spots that I don't think they're putting a whole lot of money into it. Plus, we were doing the Tail of the Dragon. So, Mike, I was really looking forward. I know it's comfortable. I just was curious about the performance as well. So, yeah, really look forward to what you had to say about it. And you gave it a real honest test.
Yes. Yes, well said. 2,600 mile test over 10 days through, I don't know, how many states did we go through? I don't know, 7, 8, something like that. Just not you, Lee, not you. Yeah, but on the motorcycles.
Like 15.
Yeah. So anyways, like 8 on the motorcycles, something like that, maybe more. Anyways, so running the Wilbers, guys, here's the deal. Because I wanted to try it on corners too. Like a big deal about corners. I corner hard. If you guys have seen me, I'm a police motorcycle officer instructor, and I ride hard. I love corners, and I go into them hard. And I wanted to see, suspension makes the biggest difference on handling of a motorcycle, as far as that goes. If you're just taking a stock motorcycle and you want to do something to it that's going to make it handle better. So here's what I'll say. I was blown away.
blown away with Wilbers. We rode in Tennessee, Nashville, all around Tennessee, but Nashville streets are shit outside of the downtown area or outside of the major tourist area. Unbelievable, like high railroad tracks, potholes, hazards. Put it this way. We were going through some of that stuff and the group ahead of me that I was riding with all stood up because they would get jacked off their seats. And I had to remind myself.
Did you just say that?
Jacked off their seats, yeah. They would get hock to it. They would literally get lifted off their seats. And I have to do that on my police bike because I don't have the opportunity to put Wilbers in it. I don't want to pay for that. But I had to remember that I had Wilbers on. And over multiple times those guys did that, I sat. It's butter. It is, I can't believe at how it takes that stuff and doesn't bottom out. Like it is the most awesome, cushiony ride without being bouncy. I've said it before. I'm trying to put it in words. It reminded me, I was like, holy shit, I don't know what they've got going on.
It is difficult to put into words.
Yeah.
No doubt about it.
You got to ride it or trust me. Nobody will be disappointed with Wilbers. Nobody. So then one of the things, so all those environments, we were going over the freeway, horrible. Guys were literally getting bounced up out of their seats, and I sat and I was just laughing in the rear. Not because I'm laughing.
Well, it's kind of funny to watch.
It is funny.
I watched a couple of rear tires come off the ground. Yeah, there was one gnarly bridge abutment that we hit. It was like a ramp, and a couple of guys they went up in the air and their back tires went up in the air too.
Yeah. That'll give you a jarring.
Mm-hmm.
And they're all running stock suspension. There's multiple guys going to get Wilbers because of that trip. They're already talking to me about it. And I told them, I said, I was sitting watching you guys, never even came close to coming out of my seat, didn't jar me, didn't bottom out, took it like a champ.
And just gave it back. Hock to it.
Yeah, exactly. Just said, hock to it. That's exactly. Hawk 2 and Voodoo German Magic. There you go. That's how we're going to put the description on the listing. Just Hawk 2. There's no other description of Wilbers. Order now, Hawk 2. So then I wanted to try it. So one of the things, with Olean's front, if you get the model that I got on my 14, is you have some adjustability settings on the front forks on the tubes. With the Wilbers, you don't. They're predetermined springs tuned for the rear, progressive springs. They're awesome. They're made out of some special German metal. We're not sure. They won't tell us everything they do, but no.
Yeah, progressive meaning that they're tighter at the top and a little looser at the bottom, so that you get it reduces brake dive. It's stiff when you need it, but it also can still absorb the big impacts. Yeah.
Yep. Thank you for that explanation. So as far as touring, then I'm going to get into corners, but as far as touring suspension goes, it's hard for me to say. As far as touring suspension goes right now, for long distance touring, the best ride, and we've tried Progressive, we've tried Olean's, we've done Legends. Before I say this, those suspensions are good, guys.
One of the bikes
anything's better than stock
was Legends.
Legends, exactly. Yeah. We sell Legends.
Yeah, it's good suspension. It's a hell of a lot better than stock.
Yeah, anything you buy is going to be better, and each one comes with a price point. But I will tell you, by far, with suspension, the more you spend, the better it is. And it stays true. Wilbers is not cheap. It's the best for touring. Right now, as it sits, with all the ones we've ridden, I absolutely cannot recommend Wilbers more. We'd love to get it in your hands in the Law Abiding Biker store. And so many of you have been ordering it. And we appreciate that. I just can't recommend it enough. Now, one of my tests was, okay, it handles well on touring and city nasty environments and freeways and potholes and railroad tracks.
If you don't want jolts in your back, this is the stuff to get. And I don't have the best lower back, and I do not get jolted. It is amazing. So I took it on the tail of the dragon and a lot of other roads, which we're going to do a video on. We found a magic road that is better than tail of the dragon, but I can't tell you what it is because I'm going to do a video on it eventually. Or you'll probably hear about it in our 2-part podcast. We'll reveal it there. Anyways, I'm a hard corner guy, and I come into corners and approach hot, and I will apply a lot of front brake as I'm coming into a corner, and getting set up for it and preloading the front end. And then depending on the sharpness and severity of the corner, I will trail brake sometimes. Depends again on the corner, whether I need to or not. And so that front end dive is everything to me. And that controlled front end dive is what I'm looking for. That doesn't get spongy on me. That feels like it's really preloading the front end. It's got a good stiffness, so I can really get maximum friction on that front tire and get that grip I need. And this performed unbelievable in the corners. I dare say it wouldn't matter what suspension, I couldn't have gone when I broke out from the pack, and I would fall back so that I could ride harder and then catch up. Depending on who I was riding with, where at in the pack. But it absolutely handled those performance expectations that I had. It's weird that it can be that comfortable and that soft and yet still perform at a hardcore riding level like that. I'm telling you, we need to put that at the top. It's German voodoo magic. And then the description. We can't explain it. It's German voodoo magic. So I was impressed. It wouldn't matter what I had on there. I was riding pretty hard. This isn't obviously a racetrack. So obviously if you went out to the track, that's a whole different thing, but you're not on a track, people. You're out on the road. So you can only push it to a certain percentage of your abilities. So you leave some room for error. All right. So unbelievable in the corners. That's why I say it's like the all around best touring at this point suspension that I can recommend. Handle all that like a champ. The front end dive was perfect. And I don't know that I have a whole bunch other, all I can say, you won't be disappointed. It is expensive. I understand that. I leave you with this. Having ridden for a lot of years and having done a lot of upgrades, the number one thing, y'all go out, of course, we got to get our biker bobble girl from the Law Abiding Biker Store. We got to get our cup holder, our biker gripper, cell phone mount, necessities, not terribly expensive. But everybody else right away, which our crew did it. They go blow their money, and that's fine. You spend your money how you want. We will sell you it all. We love it. Of course, exhaust, intake, stage kits, seats. We sell those, windshields, they'll stereo systems. They'll do all that shit. You're avoiding the number one thing that will make your bike a better touring bike amongst better than all those things I just mentioned. Like the first thing, in my opinion, because Wilbers is so good, and you're going to get the most improvement in rideability and performance of your bike out of suspension. Then I know it's counterintuitive of what people, because they want the shiny, they want the chrome pipes, and they want the cool look and the 2-in-1 or whatever it is. That, if you're touring, that is not enhancing really your touring. In some instances, which we're going to talk about, loudness is actually disabling your touring ability to a certain extent. So there you go. I leave you with, if you're going to spend your money and you want the most bang for your buck in changing the rideability and performance of your touring motorcycle, Wilbers suspension is the way to go from the Law Abiding Biker Store. We will take care of you. We will email you, get you the information. We will get it to you. Lickety split.
That's quick.
Have you looked up lickety split?
No.
Hang on.
You should ask.
You go ahead.
Chat GPT.
You got no. I'm just going to ask Google.
Yeah. So as a Wilbers dealer, when you purchase, we will contact you and get some information. Your suspension is put together by Mike, the owner at Wilbers USA, and they need to know your weight, your passenger's weight, and your luggage weight, the bike you have, how often you ride two up, and they put it together for you. But those guys get it out pretty damn quick. It's usually within a week you're going to have your suspension.
I forgot to mention the other huge selling point of Wilbers that I failed to mention is with Oleans, which is great suspension. If you want that, we will sell it to you. We love it. It's good suspension. I don't want to think I'm dogging everything else. It's just definitely Wilbers for this market is definitely the best. Is that it's self-leveling in the rear. That's huge, guys. So what I mean is with other suspensions, all the other suspensions, you've got to adjust the rear suspension for your preload, depending on your weight and what kind of luggage you're going to be carrying. And then when you add a passenger or you add a bunch of luggage, you need to adjust it again for best optimal riding performance. So you're always adjusting your rear suspension. Then you get back home, you're not carrying luggage, you readjust it because you're going to be riding around town by yourself for a while. So that is kind of a task. And although we've done it for years, you do not need to do that with Wilbers. Once you set it after install, and we show you in our install video, it's on our store listing. You can install this yourself. Very, very detailed video, free. You go to Wilbers Suspension in the Law Abiding Biker Store. Right at the bottom is the install video. Watch it before you purchase. You'll see how easy. We got your back. You don't need to pay a dealership. You're already spending enough on suspension. But you'll see. You'll set it for your weight and about what you're carrying, whether it's a trunk or not. Once you do that, you're done. So I set mine, and then I went and was ready for a trip. I put my trunk on it, loaded my trunk, my detachable trunk, loaded my trunk with tons of gear, my saddlebags, didn't have to touch it. Rode amazing. No adjustment. That is huge. Self-leveling suspension. Once you load your bike, whether you throw a passenger on, whether you throw luggage in after 1,000 yards or something like that, 1,000 feet, it automatically figures it out. It's that German voodoo magic.
It's got fluid. It's got fluid in there and valving and everything. And as it goes down the road and bounces up and down, it pushes that fluid from one. It moves the fluid around, and it just pushes you back up to that 20 millimeters of sag. Right. It's crazy.
That came directly from the engineering specifications that Lurch just mentioned. No, it's great because that's how bikers talk.
The problem is I've read it before. And you're like, I don't really know what that means.
It must be true because it works. That's all I know.
I just know it works.
That was funny shit. Lickety split. The adverb lickety split at great speed rapidly was originally and remains mostly a colloquialism.
Colloquialism.
Yeah, there you go. So, colloquialism. The origin of lickety is fanciful, an extension of lick to move quickly, not to be confused with hawk tua. Mm-hmm. Run at full speed, and split means fraction, and in split second. There you go. You guys know I'm not making up shit. This is all shit I grew up with. Lickety split. What did I do, dude? What did I do? Oh, hang on. No, we're good. All right. There you go, guys. Enough drooling over Wilbers. I don't do that very often, guys. You know that. I usually say it's good and it's performed well and I love it. But this, I am gawking over it. And we are, like I say, a dealer for it, and we're becoming one of the largest dealers. And we have, bikers. We use it. We can tell you about it. If you have questions, email us. Hit up our store. There's a contact form. Get it ordered. We'll be in contact with you. Save your pennies for that suspension. Okay, I don't want to beat that horse to death, but it was big enough after my 26-hour mile trip that I just had to say that. We will be doing just a talking head video. Basically, we can use this episode to make some notes. On Monday, we're going to shoot it, and I'm going to say a lot of the same things and kind of my experience. Hopefully, I didn't miss anything here, but if you want to get it video form, that will
be coming out. We've got some more stuff to talk about. Let's do this first.
Hey, bikeaholics, searching for new and exciting motorcycle products? Zero 3D has products you dream about for your bike. Check out their wide variety of innovative products for Harley-Davidson and Honda Goldwing motorcycles. Zero 3D's got your back with chrome and black parts, lighting, and other comfort products. No modifying, cutting, grinding, or welding for an easy installation. That equals less time installing and more time riding. Zero 3D has a design team of riders with over 40 years of experience with a passion for design and innovation. Zero and Gold Strike are the motorcycle LED lighting innovators for CAN bus plug-and-play system compatibility. They pride themselves on great customer service. Got a question? Get in touch with them via email at sales@zero3d.com or give them a call at 715-808-0027. Check at your local Harley and Honda dealership and ask for Zero or Gold Strike parts. A new leader has emerged, so check out Zero 3D's custom line of Gold Strike products for the all-new Honda Goldwings. Better yet, help support us and head on over to the Law Abiding Biker store and check out our full line of Zero 3D products.
All right. In the interest of time, let's move on. What do we want to move on to? Boy, we've got a lot, so I don't want to go too much longer. Is any of these, we won't be able to get through all this.
You choose. Pick what you want. Exhaust? You mentioned exhaust.
I did, but I think there's more in, because we can hold that over for Popeye and ask him how his ears were if we need to.
I would do that one or the one.
Let's do gear review. Okay. We are building out the Law Abiding Biker store faster than we can put information out. Lickety split. So make sure you get over to the Law Abiding Biker store and check out all the new listings. It's literally just a matter of how much time we have. But I like to, we do have other stuff. There are some items in our store that I haven't actually tested. But by far, I like, especially the stuff that I test, I like to bring to. And of course, there'll be a video at some point on those listings when I get the review videos done. But I've been testing a lot every year. I test different gear, and I want it to be stuff that's useful, that I like. And that's kind of how we built our store out over time. Like the toolkits, things we use were like, this biker's got to have this. We recommend this. We use it. So the first thing I want to talk to about, it is listed in the store. It's an Alpine Stars. Great. Been around a long time. We're going to start carrying Alpine Stars stuff in our store because it's good stuff and quality. This was a good price point. I liked it. This is the Alpine Star TS. It's T space SP-X Super Air Jacket. Lurch will put all this in the show notes. lawabidingbiker.com/whatever episode number this is, or you can just go search for Alpine Stars in our store. Cause we've got some other stuff in there too. But this is a, what I will call it is a warm weather riding jacket. Now I am just going to tell you this, and I'm going to throw Lurch under the bus, and I'm going to throw all my other
I took my jacket off at some point. Got too damn hot.
No, it's not.
I made a calculated risk.
You're hotter without it, without it. And so, and it's good. You are. It's proven. And I'll tell you why. So you can argue it, but listen to the facts first. So
I wasn't sweating when I took it that big.
You guys were shiny, and I have video of it. When we stopped at the convenience store and everybody goes, how are you in that? So here, just listen.
Okay.
No, a lot of guys argue this. This is Americans.
No,
If you go to any other country, if you even look around here, the people working in your yard.
Oh, I know.
Hispanics.
I had full length shirt.
Right. Right. But there's more to it than that. So I've actually done research on this. So
okay. All right.
I have.
All right.
So here's the deal.
I can just tell you how I felt.
Right. So here's the deal.
Yeah.
If you want to listen to facts. So here we go.
Your facts. Your truth.
Geez. Here
this
we go.
is a different type of jacket, obviously, than what I was wearing.
Which is why I'm going to promote it.
100%. Which I should have. I should have taken my other one that's like this.
Right. You have one.
I did.
And so you know what I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. Lurch has a climb. So here we go. Anyways, we're going to stop bantering. Lurch gets,
why? That's the fun part of it.
It is. All right.
Well, we're like an old married couple.
We are. All right. So here's the deal. Number one, do what you want. I'm not the safety police. I can give you best practice, and I can only lead by example, which is what I do on our rides. I don't talk down to the guys. I don't, they asked, it's funny. If you lead by example, people will ask, what I'm wearing, or when it's hot, how can I wear this? All right. And it was hot and humid.
Yeah.
That's what I do. I like to do that. Because the American thing to do is to get naked when you get hot. The worst thing you can do. When you expose and long sleeve shirts, compression gear help.
Definitely.
But you're still losing a lot of moisture. You're not keeping your moisture in. When the air can go over your skin and even your neck and it's getting down your t-shirt, it's literally drying you out. And that's why the field workers around here that come to work in the fields and the yards, and my brothers talk to them because he runs a large cruise of them, and he had to ask him finally,
why are you guys?
Because he's a typical American.
Why are you wearing
sweatshirts?
Mm-hmm.
Why are you wearing these over your head? And they will tell you that's from experience, because you will fastly it feels good to your brain because it feels like the wind's over you. It's drying. It's sucking the moisture out of your skin. It's better to wear at least a long sleeve shirt, things like that. Anything you can do. They make gear for this, guys. That's what this jacket is. It will keep your moisture and it will not dry you out. The problem with what you're wearing is it's helpful until you go down, and then you're fucked.
Exactly. And if I had this jacket, I would have been wearing it. I have the Speed and Strength Moto Grit shirt, which we love.
Yep.
Get over 90, it gets a little rough. It gets a little warm. It's good quality riding shirt, and it does block quite a bit of the breeze. I have a cheaper one that I got in, I think, some Amazon shirt or something that I wore when we went to San Francisco. Lets a lot more air through. You can wear it in higher degree weather, but the quality is not as good. So I wanted to take the Speed and Strength because it's good quality. And if I went down, I wanted to have my armor in the good quality material. I just did not anticipate 100 degrees and, I don't know, 80% or more humidity. Was brutal. Yep. And so it got to the point where I was just sweating my ass off in that thing. If I would have brought my Climb jacket or this Alpine Star jacket that lets the wind through
comparison to the Climb, it's just an Alpine Star. Yeah. So it's a good comparison that you have some experience.
I would have left it on. Right. I wouldn't have needed to take it off because the wind would have came through it and hit that wet, sweaty shirt underneath and help keep me cool.
Yep.
Yeah. I made a calculated decision.
No,
I took it off.
And I'm not, and I don't want you to think, I'm bringing it for audience education.
Yeah.
And people do this, and a lot of you listening do that.
Mm-hmm.
And
I used to ride around just nothing in a t-shirt.
Yeah.
Just dumb.
It's what we think as Americans is the way to get cool. As long as you have air flowing, of course, when you stop, if you want, take it off. I didn't even do that.
Yeah.
But you don't need to with this. As long as there's any type of air movement, it's amazing. The technology is what I'm saying, guys. It's come so far. If you haven't tried it, you're missing out. And here's what I say, as investigating many motorcycle accidents and fatalities in my day, and I say this lightly, we actually love it when people do what Lurch and some of the crew did, because when you go down, when I'm investigating the collision, I can actually put a distance of how far you slid by the skin trail. I know that's gruesome. It's absolutely true. I have been down and I slid quite some distance, and I had 0 injuries because I was wearing proper Kevlar jeans. If you don't think there's those who have been down and those who are going down. And so with that said, I don't want to be able to measure your skin. It's gruesome. And it comes off really, really quick, like a cheese grater. So I would just encourage you all. There's my spiel. With the advancement in gear, you should be wearing this. And I wore it the whole time, even in 100-degree weather in the humidity. This is a warm weather jacket. It was even good down. I rode it from 65 degrees all the way to 100 degrees with high humidity levels. And I was not sweating anymore. In fact, less than those guys. And the reason is I'm not exposing my skin. I'm not drying out. I'm wearing a full face helmet, which helps keep your moisture in too. When you wear half helmets, your face is skin. It's just pulling all the moisture away from you. It's chafing you. It's burning you. When you're on these long trips, that is rider fatigue. And once you start moving, or any type of breeze, this has mesh. It's made to breathe. It's properly constructed. It will circulate the air within. I had it zip down a little bit, down to my, just below my nipples, for reference, when it was really hot. And that gives you just a little bit airflow, but you've got armor in the elbows. You've got armors in the shoulder. People think coats is, I only wear a coat when it's cold. That's old thinking. I know it's just the gear that they're making these days, guys. That's what I try to promote. You'll be better off. You'll be more hydrated. I stopped at a stop, and that's what I say. I lead by example. And Tanner and a couple of people asked me, I'm not kidding. I have it on video, and I actually did it because I wanted to prove a point. They had sweat dripping down their foreheads like sheen. I'm not saying I wasn't hot. They were hotter than me, and they're in t-shirts. So it just goes to prove a little bit of a point. And they said, how are you wearing that? I go, well, there's a little breeze here, just a tiny little breeze. That's all you need. Of course, if you're stopped at a convenience store, don't think you're hot at a convenience store that you're going to be hot on the freeway, because you're not down the road. Once you're going 90, let me tell you, it breathes real good. So anyways, the Alpine Star TSPX Super Air Jacket. I'm not trying to dog the guys. A lot of guys do it. And you don't
know until you've tried it.
Right. I mean, that's what we're here to promote, is tell people this exists. You know,
and I can tell you from experience, a couple trips ago when I roomed with Squid, he was wearing a base layer, and it was 100-degree weather. We were riding through. I'm like, dude, how can you be wearing long johns?
Right.
In this temperature? He's like, oh, you got to try it. And when I say long johns, but it's a compression gear. Instead of a heat gear, they call it cool gear. It's a thin base layer that when you sweat, it absorbs that sweat. And then when the wind hits it, it cools you down. And so it's counterintuitive. Yes, when you're standing around in the sunshine at a mini mart, it's a little warm, but that's okay, because you get a little sweat going, you get on the bike and take off, and then the wind hits it. So,
and it holds your sweat in.
Yeah.
To a certain extent.
To a certain extent. Yeah. It slows the release of that sweat, and it also acts like a swamp cooler, the air.
It gives great support too for your back and stuff, compression. It helps with a lot of things. Yeah.
It's great. So this, again, it sounds counterintuitive, but it's important to wear gear.
I had my compression gear on too, by the way.
Yes. Yeah. And I did too. I unfortunately, not unfortunately, I decided to take off my riding shirt because it was not letting enough wind through, but, which is good to know. I tested it. Love that jacket. It's good to 90, 95. For short distances, you're probably fine, but on a, multi-day long trip, it just got to be a little too much for me in that humidity more than anything. But if I had that, I wouldn't have taken that off. This Alpine Star jacket, I wouldn't have needed to take it off because the wind would have came through.
Yep. So yeah, we're trying to, bring the stuff we need to bring. Remind me, we need to look for some base layer stuff, because we do wear compression gear and base layer. Again, I'm not dogging anybody. Think about it is all I ask. Think about your riding. And here's the deal. Everybody complains. It's hot. It's humid. You're going to fucking sweat. Get over it. Man up. Everybody, I'm sweating. You know what? And once you sweat a little bit and you're humid, I work on a police bike every day in a bulletproof Kevlar vest and full uniform, and I sweat my ass off. Get over it. Hydrate yourself. Being a little sweaty, that's life. You're not going to be running through 100-degree in humidity without a little bit of sweat. So just man up. You're on a motorcycle. Live the experience. Own it. And don't put yourself at a disadvantage in protection because you're worried about a little bit of sweat. So very good looking jacket. Comes in multiple. It is available in the Law Abiding Biker store. And I've tested it thoroughly, 2,600 miles. And again, 65 to 100. And I would venture say right around 60 to 100. Perfect for that. Obviously, it's not waterproof. And it did rain one day, so I just threw my rain gear over it. So don't worry about that if you have rain gear. But it's mesh. It's made to breathe. It's going to breathe rain too if it rains. Yeah. I did have, and you have it in here, Lurch. Yep. I did have this will be added to the store by the time you guys hear this podcast. So it was just a little bit chilly. I forget which morning that was, but I did start out just for a couple hours.
Probably when we're leaving Bristol. It was a little cool.
Yeah, you're right. So I wanted a mid-layer jacket, everything just like any sport you do, layering. We've got our compression gear. We've got our hot weather jacket. Now I'm putting on a mid-layer because it's a little cooler. And this is the one I suggest. I really like it. You could wear it out and nobody really know that it's a motorcycle mid-layer. Very fancy. Good looking, I guess. And it is the Alpine Stars Purpose mid-layer jacket. And it comes in only that color, Lurch?
Oh, I don't know.
Can you look?
Question.
We need to find, because we haven't added to the store.
Oh, okay.
So
if there's more colors, just say in there. I thought that may be the only color, gray and black.
Did you search it by part number or just this?
Let me look.
Yeah, that's the problem. I think it comes in colors. Yeah.
I'll look. You do the podcast.
Right there, lots of different colors. I knew it did. So we will add this to the store, black, and then kind of a green, a really cool, not like a pea green, but a good green. And then the one I got, which is the black medium. It's a gray. Anyways, it'll be in the store, and it's a great mid layer, very good price point. And you add that to this jacket, and now you could probably take it down, put on some gear, put on your mid layer down to, 50, maybe 50, 55. Other than that, I want to go to a cold weather jacket, but that's me. Mm-hmm. Each person has a different, level of where they do that. And I have a cold weather jacket for that blocks all the wind and is completely waterproof. We're going to be bringing some of those to the store. Just haven't decided which ones, but, if you haven't worn Alpine Stars, it's been around longer than a lot of these companies. Been huge in the sports bike forever. They're definitely in the touring market. You'll see them all over online. Huge ass company. And we are very glad that we are carrying their products. So that is the Purpose mid-layer jacket. You have those two things, you're good for spring, fall, summer, just not cold or winter, really.
Yeah, I've used Alpine Stars gear for quite a while, and I admittedly, it was when I rode sport bikes, and then when I switched over to Harley, of course, I had to get my leather chaps and my leather jacket and go through that whole
We
phase.
all did. I'm hard, dude. Yeah. I'm Harley. I'm Harley. Look at me, leather.
But learning to use, the smart textiles, you're so much more comfortable, and you're seeing a lot more people using what used to be considered sport bike gear, progressive gear. On Harleys.
Like me, shoes, jeans, all that shit came from why Harley riders? We were stupid for so long.
Because that's what we knew.
Because we were hard. Right.
You saw a guy on a Harley and he had leathers.
Half helmet, glasses, chaps,
I don't
leather
look like
boots.
A dipshit. I need to get my buckles. Leather and I need to get my Harley gear, man.
Yeah.
It's just, it is what it is. But those things are changing.
Yeah, they are. And it's been kind of a mission for a long time for me on this channel to be bringing that over. Like, hey guys, we're behind in the motorcycle scene. Like, why are we wearing this stupid leather stuff and these big boots with buckles? And if you wear that, cool. We have no problem with that. No. We just want to say that.
Yeah, it's a bit of old school, and there is better stuff out there than leather and boots.
Yes, sir.
Boots.
All right, let's do this, and then we'll wind it down with gear. But we definitely, because this saved me big time.
Ride longer and treat your ass with some respect already. Get hooked up with a premium butt buffer seat cushion. This company helps bikers develop a super thin hospital grade seat cushion made of solid and elastic materials, and it's unlike Hawk-Tua that will leak if punctured. The butt buffer is designed not to slide around on your seat, fits all motorcycles, installs in seconds, easily cleans, and helps dampen those dumb vibrations. Your wife may not want to dampen those vibrations, so you may or may not want to get her butt buffer. Get her a butt buffer. She'll want it. With plenty of miles to choose from, they assure you'll have a comfortable ass when riding. Head on over to Law Abiding Biker Store and check out our full line of butt buffer seat cushions.
Selling the bejesus out of those.
Oh, yeah.
It's a lot.
Just got more in. Constantly reordering.
Yep. We keep them in stock for you guys. Thank you for all your support. We took one to Houston, and he was very, very glad. It was a lot of riding and some long days, and no matter how good a seat you have, you think you have, you don't. And we will talk seats real quick. But so let's talk about the other thing. I was doing a couple different jeans. We're only going to mention one right now. I'll mention the other because I haven't actually tested it. Didn't come in time. But I'm very satisfied with these. Again, I'm not going to go over it. The aforementioned reasons is why you should be wearing. If you're just wearing regular blue jeans, you are going to get road rash. These jeans are a very good price point. They're Icon Up Armor jeans. They're in the Law Abiding Biker Store as we speak. Blue or black version. They have knee armor and very light knee armor, which is nice. And they're very stylish. Great jeans. Very impressed with them enough that after I tested them, when I got back, I added them to the store. They have my stamp of approval. Now, these are at a good price point because they aren't actually Kevlar. You've got different
jeans. I've tested a lot with Dyneema or Kevlar, which is abrasion stopping resistance. That's going to give you even more. But the more Dyneema, the more Kevlar, whether it's through the whole jeans or whether it's in key areas like the hips and the knees, the more you add, the more you spend. And so these jeans can get rather expensive. So I like to bring different price point jeans. If all you can get into is these, then do it. Because like I said, all your regular blue jeans that y'all are wearing, those are going to wear through real quick. At least get something like the Up Armor jeans that are a thicker denim. It's going still to have some slide protection. Are you going to slide 1,000 feet and not go through? No. But depending on speed, it's going to take longer to wear through. Just a thicker denim jean. Motorcycle jeans are cut different. You know how a lot of your blue jeans, street jeans, they kind of come down on some guys' cracks when you're sitting and they ride up on your shoes. That's because they're not motorcycle cut, guys. You're in a very unique position when you're riding a motorcycle. And so a lot of these jeans like these will be a little bit taller in the back. They'll be a little bit longer at the legs so they stay over your boots and they aren't, you see guys reaching down all the time. That's because you're wearing street jeans, bro.
Yeah.
You're reaching down trying to put your jeans over because you're wearing street jeans. But these have the D protection. You can take the armor out if you don't like that. Great all around jeans, pockets up front, pockets in back, one little cusp where the denim is reinforced, line stitching above the knees. But for the most part, I would say 99% of the population would not be able to tell they're motorcycle jeans. Good price point. Again, if you want to level up, we will be adding, and I have tested in the past, jeans with actual Kevlar and Dyneema. But again, I like to do a broad spectrum of jeans to give everybody, because they have a different budget, at least do something to protect yourself from a slide. And these Icon Up Armor jeans would be a great start, in stock, ready to ship to you. Lurch, you talk about we've talked about these before, so we'll go over it quickly, but Lurch got to really experience my beloved Icon patrol boots, which are in the Law Abiding Bike Store. We've sold a ton. I've done a complete review video on them. We'll put it in the show notes. Also, just search the website, search the channel Icon Patrol Boot. You'll see my full review, but Lurch wants to give his full review.
Yeah, these are the third iteration of these boots. I think you've had 1, 2s, and 3s, or you just have 1s and 3s?
Just
2s and 3s?
1s and 3s, yeah.
Yeah, so you've been raving about these things, and I thought, okay, it's about time I get some new ones. I had some Roland Sands riding shoes, which was a good-looking shoe. It looked like a high top or a sneaker. But I always got a hot spot on my left big toe. They were great for riding in, but when I walked around in them, they really just kind of bothered my foot. And you were like, dude, these shoes right out of the box are comfortable. So I bit the bullet and I ordered a set. And you weren't shitting. I mean, they're like comfy right out of the box. As soon as you get them out and put them on, comfortable. Then once you break them in, even more comfortable. By the end of this trip, you know how shoes, when they break in, they've got those folds and creases on them where your feet move. These have that now, and my God, they're comfortable. You can just get off your bike, walk around, and you don't need to take extra pairs of shoes. In the past, I've had to take extra shoes. You can wear these things all the time. You can wear them while you're riding. You can wear them when you're going out to dinner if you want. It's a nice boot. Waterproof. The BOA system, the lacing system is awesome. You don't have laces hanging out and flopping around. I'm sure you've seen guys running down the road with sneakers on and got that big old.
I've been that guy before.
So have I. Wearing my Vans going down the road and my Chucks, and then shoe street comes undone and it's flopping in the breeze. And if that thing catches in something, that could be a bad deal. So the BOA system, it's a little fine wire, like an airplane cable wire, and a little gear that you push in and turn and just tightens those things up. So you got no laces to deal with. Just a great shoe. We got pissed on. I mean, there's water running down the road. My feet stayed dry, other than my rain gear rode up a little bit. And when that happens, then your jeans your jeans get wet, and then that wicks over to your underarm. It
rocks into your socks, which drips down into your shoes, but it's not the shoe. Right.
So my socks got a little wet, but if I had secured, it's pissing and pouring, and you pull over and you're putting your rain gear on, rushing to get it on. Sometimes you don't fasten everything right, so I didn't get my cuffs on my pants fastened right, so they rode up a little bit. But and we were in cool weather. Feet never got cold. We were in really hot weather. They were comfortable.
That's amazing that they keep I've ridden in 30 we rode last year through south of Reading 2 hours and 32 degrees. Everybody was hypothermic. My feet did not get cold in those shoes. I still don't understand that because they're not that thick.
They're not, but they keep the wind off you.
And they're waterproof, so that probably helps keep the cold out.
Yeah. But even in the hot stuff, I mean, I don't think they're any warmer than any other shoe.
No, they're cooler.
Yeah.
Goes back to my previous statement. And again, if you ride in leather boots and leather, you own it. We would never look, we don't care. We're just trying to provide information to you that there are other options, but way cooler than any Harley buckled leather boot that you're going to wear. Those don't breathe at all. Guys, you've worn them.
I've had them.
Yeah.
I had them.
Yeah.
I got the
Danners. They don't breathe.
I got the Harley again. I had to get all the leather. I went down and got the Harley cowboy boots with the buckles on them.
Oh, yeah. I remember these days. Dude, we got pictures.
Oh, I
want to bring them up.
I still have them. I'll have to go.
So awesome,
I'll have to
dude.
bring them in. Yeah. They're in my closet, but you know.
We were 100%.
Oh,
that
100%.
was quite a few years ago.
Yeah.
And a lot of the gear wasn't
true. Not available.
Not really. Nobody even talked about it. You didn't see it until I started. A lot of people, not just me, but started realizing, oh, this is, things got more affordable. Yeah. Anyways. Yeah. These shoes, again, it's exactly what I mentioned. Progressive riding gear, guys. Way better than any leather boot you can get. More functional, waterproof. The guys that were wearing leather boots in our crew that didn't have progressive shoes, feet were soaked.
Yep.
Because they're leather, they're not made for rain. They're not rain proof like these.
Yeah, Houston
I love not having to change shoes when it rains.
Houston picked up a brand new pair of leather cowboy boots.
He did?
As they were heading up. And
by the way, Houston, stupidest thing you can ride in. Sorry, they're just not even for motorcycles, dude. They're for stirrups. They're for horse stirrups. I know.
He's a country guy.
More power to you if you ride with it. Absolutely, the worst motorcycle shoe.
A lot of guys ride in cowboy boots.
And I say that free. Yeah. Worst motorcycle shoe you can ride in. But you look cool. So, so you own it. You do you. But if you want something progressive and waterproof, I'd highly suggest the Icon Patrol boot if you want an actual motorcycle. It's like everything, you know.
They call it a boot, and it's on the boot edge of being a boot.
I call it a shoe.
I call it a shoe. It's almost like a high top shoe.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's somewhere in between a boot and a shoe.
Yeah.
Sneaker and a boot.
Yeah. I see a lot of guys.
It's a booter. It's beakers.
Beakers. There you go. Yeah, beakers. But to capitalize on that point, I see a lot of guys, you know, it's funny how they'll take motorcycling different than a lot of sports, and they'll do stuff like that. Like, you don't go, you know, to certain sports. You don't go to golf in cowboy, but you know, you wear golf shoes. You don't go motorcycling. There's specific gear that's made for the sport of motorcycling. So it's funny that I see a lot of that. And cool. Hey, if you wear shorts and cowboy boots or your underwear, and you do you. We're not judge. I hope nobody takes me that way. I try to lead by example, give you the options. What you do, it's your life. If that suits you, then go for it. But cowboy boots also will wear right through when you go down, right through to your ankle. And there's no ankle pads, which are huge. Whenever you go down, the first thing that's going to rub on your side, if you low side, is your ankle. And there's on these shoes, there's actual built-in ankle protection there, so you don't grind your ankle bone down. You will grind your ankle bone on cowboy boots. Just something to think about, Houston. We love you, or others.
I think he freely admitted it afterwards.
Yeah, he did.
Not the best idea.
He did too. You always realize that after, dude.
Oh yeah. Sometimes you get experiencing things. Absolutely.
Me and you rode, remember? Yeah. When we weren't prepared at all, we've told that story on the podcast before, but riding our wide glides, and I had fucking leather, and it's like so pool. We can't see. We had to pull over the side of the freeway, just soaked. I had shitty ass $2, the little ring gear that's in the little plastic pouch, $5. Maybe it was $5.
Look at this. It's so foldable and small. And if I need it, I can pull it out
in an emergency. And after 2 miles,
it's one of my
shredded.
Favorite pictures of you.
It is
just wearing basically the wristbands.
Yes.
The waistband. That's about it. The rest of it was shredded
under a hand dryer in the bathroom trying to get my core temperature back. But that's how we learn. And that's why we years of experience of trying to get you guys not to make the mistakes that we made. Or Houston just made with his cowboy boots. Why be miserable? I can ride in rain for hours and be completely comfortable, or cold weather because I have the right gear. Anyways, all right, let's finish this off, Lurch, because this is a long episode. But this is good. You got to get home.
Yeah, it happens.
Let's talk just about seats. So I have switched over.
Another thing I was really looking forward to your evaluation on because I've got a Mustang seat, a Super Tour. It's a great seat. I, like many others, probably go out and purchase things based on the opinions of people that we know and trust. And I know Mustang seats to be good seats. Lee in particular likes the Super Tour. He said, I put thousands of miles on it, best seat I ever had. Got it. Love it. But really been into the Saddlemen seats lately. They look awesome, first of all.
Yeah.
And it's, if you ask people what's the best touring seat, you're going to get 2 or 3 answers. And a lot of it comes down to just what people like. And Saddleman's always been one of those top ones that people recommend.
Yes,
Road
they've been around a long
Sofa
time.
in particular as one of the best touring seats.
No, the Road Sofa is Saddleman. Yes. Sorry. You said it right. It's me.
Yeah.
I was in my head something else.
Yeah. So it's one of the top 2 that I've always heard about. But I when I look at it, it doesn't have it's shaped a little different. It doesn't have my Mustang seat's a big saddle. It's a wider seat.
Mm-hmm.
So I was curious what your evaluation would be with a little bit narrower seat, whether it was more or less comfortable. So take it away.
Yeah. So I first want to preface this by saying Mustangs are a great brand and a great seat. We can get you a Mustang seat. Are we going to add those to the store eventually? Or not?
We had some. We've changed our some distributors. One got bought out, so we had some, and then we didn't have access to them. Looks like it got access again. So yeah, it'll be something we'll add.
If you are interested in a Saddleman seat, a Mustang, please get a hold of us.
Yeah, if you got a part number, if you look it up and go,
Yeah.
hey, this is the part number, and you ship it to me, I can do a search and see if I can get it or not.
Yep. Again, as a reminder, we are a drag specialty and parts limited dealer among many other. Anything you see in drag specialties or parts unlimited online, we can get it for you if it's in stock at the same price everybody else can. We just can't list everything in our store, guys. We're a small bootstrap company. We're trying to list the best of the best and our recommendations in time, and we are adding stuff fast. But again, please use us. We appreciate it. We will take care of you. It'll be a very personal experience, especially if you're ordering something that's not in our online store. We can get it for you. Thus, we can get Mustang seats for you. And we hope to add more models because some of you, it's kind of like Ford and Chevy. We found with seats. Some people just get really stuck on a particular brand of seat, and I get that.
For whatever reason, it's just they don't. Drag Specialty doesn't have the inventory of Mustang seats as they do a Saddleman.
Right.
So
Good
definitely
point.
get you a Saddleman. Most likely can get you the Mustang if that's what you prefer.
And I'm not against Mustang seats. I think they're fine. And some of our guys ride them. I would definitely steer you towards Saddleman. And here's why.
That's what I'm thinking.
Number one, Lurch already mentioned it. They definitely have a better look.
Yeah.
So I used to ride my 14 Street Glide Special long before I even knew of Saddleman, with a Harley hammock. By far the ugliest seat known to me.
Definitely the ugliest seat.
But I rocked it.
It's freaking huge.
It is huge. It is.
Looks like somebody
I always
took a
said, I
sofa
don't
cushion
care.
and set it on top of that.
You know what I
bike.
mean?
Yeah, it looked like like a Barker lounger on there.
Admittedly,
Yeah.
ugly.
Yeah.
Comfortable, but I didn't know as much as I know now that there's actually just as good things and better and at a better price point. So I rocked that for many years. In fact, Russell has it on his bike now. It's a heated hammock, not a bad seat, ugly as sin. Yes. So Lurch mentioned it. The Saddlemans by far, now that I've looked at a lot of different seats, and we decided because they are such good quality, and they are so revered, we're like, we got to carry those in our store. And I put one on my bike, before we did that. So, they've got different models, but by far the Road Sofa is their most popular, like Lurch alluded to, because it has a badass look. Now, no matter what Saddleman seat you want, we've got some in our store. We're going to add more over time. But if you don't see it and you want a specific Saddleman seat, or a specific setup, please let us know. We will take care of you. We will get it ordered and get it to your doorstep, and we will take care of you every step of the way. We want to get a Saddleman on your ass. I was going to say in your hands, but on your ass.
Under your ass.
So let's just get out of the way. Awesome. So much better than the Starley Harley stock seats. Let's talk the backrest. Harley has the big old clunky backrest system. You've got to put the docking hardware, and I've used it for years. And then you've got to pinch the frickin' handles together and try to get it down and hit the frickin', there's holes with two little buttons that pop out, and it's invisible because it's through the crack of your seat, and it's always been a pain in the ass, but I dealt with it. You guys know what I'm talking about. Stock Harley docking hardware for the backrest is shit. And so this is so easy. It's built into the seat. You don't have to add any docking hardware. And it's literally just, it's kind of like a old washboard. It's got washboardy things on the stem that sits down in there. I don't know how to explain. I think that's a good visual.
Sure.
You know?
And
it clicks down
flat
there.
bar with some grooves that slides into a mount in the seat.
Clicks down in there.
Easy.
And you can do it at different levels. It's very easy, very intuitive, not hard. And it's part of the seat, which is nice. You don't have to add extra docking hardware, and you can match it to your seat, and then it folds down. So if you get a passenger on that needs to kick their leg over, you can fold it down.
Yep.
Amazing.
Or hell, even when mine's on the lift.
Oh yeah.
I'll slide it down so I can get my leg up over. It just when it's on the lift, it seems to be a little bit more cumbersome for me to get on the bike, and so
totally
you can throw that thing down and throw your leg up over and get on the seat easier.
True that. I got the lattice pattern,
lattice stitch,
which is a very cool look. I honestly, and me and Lurch will be honest here, I almost got a different stitch when I got it because I wasn't sure, but I will tell you, on my 24 Street Glide, we got the lattice stitch. I finally went with it, and I started looking at it more. I go, you're right, Lurch. It's fucking
that is
awesome
a common
looking
stitch pattern in high-end cars and in hot rods.
Okay.
Yeah, it's basically diamonds, if you will. You know, you got stitching going in a diamond pattern on the seat, and you get the matching backrest, the matching tour pack for you in your case, tour pack backrest. It's just it makes that seat look. It's already a high-end seat, but it makes it look even higher end.
It really does, guys. I mean, it's so much better looking than the Harley seats. Unbelievable. I mean, it just adds a custom look. It's got a high back to it. Look at the road sofa in our store. High back to it. Everything about it just speaks quality, premium. They are expensive. I get it.
No, they're not. I mean, compared to the other ones. Right. I mean, they're right in there.
Seats are expensive, I should say, in general.
High-end seats, Mustang,
High-end
Corbin,
seats.
you know.
Right.
They're all expensive, that's for sure. But these Saddlemen are not outside the realm of normal.
Yep.
When it comes to custom seats.
That's true. Well, I'm glad you said that. Definitely the second thing from suspension that I would invest my money on before exhaust and all that shit. I'm not going to go over all that again, guys, but suspension number one, number two, rideability, ass comfort is everything when you're riding day after day, as we learned once again on this trip. And yes, even with this seat, it does have the gel built into it. Mm-hmm. They've got their special proprietary gel stuff, but I still put the butt buffer over it. And one day when it was raining, I took my butt buffer off, so I didn't want it to get soaked, and I rode without it for several hours, and it reminded me how good the butt buffer is. So I would definitely, I don't care how good a seat you, or some custom guy that says he makes custom seats, great, get it, put a butt buffer on it, it'll be better. It's hospital grade material, guys, to keep those pressure points out. It's just another layer of protection for your ass. But what Lurch alludes to is it's a little bit narrower through the thigh area. And
in the buttocks area too.
Buttocks area. And I posed the question to Lurch this morning while we were doing some work. I said, I didn't think about it. So what is it that you think would be different? And so correct me if I'm wrong, but you stated that maybe that because there was less inner thigh support that your ass would take more pressure because maybe the seat would take, no, did I quite misstate that? Okay.
With the touring seat, the tractor style seat, the saddle, if you will, I think that's what a lot of the seat makers refer to what the Mustang Super Tour is. It's a saddle. It's a big wide saddle. So when I sit on it, my whole butt's on that thing. I was wondering with a little bit narrower saddle, because you have less surface back there where your butt bone is and your butt cheeks are you going to get more pressure on your tailbone because you don't have that weight dispersed over a larger area. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah.
I do know that the narrower front, if it will put less pressure on the inside of your legs,
Okay,
which is a good
right.
thing. I was just curious about the narrower rear part of the seat.
Yes.
If you ended up with more pressure on your butt bone.
So thank you for cleaning that up, because I did misunderstand a little bit. The answer is no. I did not note anything different. And my hammock coming from that was very wide.
Yes.
It's a fucking couch.
It's a
like we
saddle.
said.
Yeah.
I noticed zero difference about that. Now, because it's wide enough. Now, if you were running, I can see at some point a seat, if it got too narrow and it's just basically a seat between your butt cheeks,
Right.
like a banana seat, that definitely would be different, but this is wide enough. Now, speaking of the banana seat, I want to tell a little story.
Right.
You guys may not know this about Lurch,
Louis being a little shit.
But-
hey, quit fucking with me.
when he was younger, he was he was different, and he was expelled for a short time from school. He was a fan of the banana seat, and when the girls would ride their bikes to school with the banana seat, he was caught at recess sniffing each of the seats. So just back to Saddleman. So what I'm saying is it's not a banana seat that you would want to sniff, because it's not between the cheeks. It is wide enough that it encompasses both the cheeks and still some.
Okay, good.
So yeah.
All right.
And I found no undue pressure on my tailbone. I would submit to you, it is as comfortable as my hammock, a little more supportive, especially the back.
Because it's got that back piece. Yeah.
Yes. I will tell you,
And the high backrest.
yes, the first couple days, they have a break-in period, like all
yeah.
seats. So the first couple days, I wasn't sure, but after like day 3 and 4 and 5, it just settled in and became much more comfortable. So there is a break-in period, and that goes for, he is being a little jerk. There is a break-in period for all seats. Even my hammock had a break-in period. They're going to break down a little bit and kind of form to your ass, so to speak. And someone's ding-donging at the front door. But all in all, amazing seat. Would love to get one in your hands, guys. We do sell them. Again, we will take care of you on it. I highly recommend it. It will be the seat that's staying on my back. Now,
And it's a good looking seat.
that's the
what's
thing.
awesome.
Right.
It's comfortable. It's high quality, but it looks
Yep.
good too. I mean, they nailed it. They
did.
Because a lot of times you give up style for comfort. So the fact that they're able to put both of them together, that's a winner for me.
Yep. True. And I always say, I'll go over, I would rather be ugly and comfortable than cool and uncomfortable, but that's where this meets
Right.
it. That's why I always went with my hammock. But now that I can have best of both worlds, look badass and keep the integrity and look of my 24 and be just as comfortable, nailed it. And me and Lurch, once we figured that out, we're like, those are going in our store. That is our seat of choice right now, and my seat of choice. Now, with that said, they are coming out. We're going to get the 24s listed in the store. We've got them up to 23 right now. I was able to get a 24 for testing. We will be bringing those to the store. I will be upgrading to the heated version. They don't quite have it yet, but as soon as it's available and it will be in our store, I'm going to get rid of this. I will be selling it probably in the private Facebook group. We'll give first dibs at a good price. But I will be doing the heated version because I do like heated seats. So yeah. And Lurch told me that when he gets his new Street Glide at some point, maybe next year,
Road Glide.
Road Glide,
Trying to put me in a Street Glide.
he's
Ain't.
going to get the Saddleman. He's going to switch over from the Mustang to the Saddleman for all of the aforementioned reasons. Yes. And again, not that the Mustang's bad.
No.
Rock on if you love the Mustang. And
It's not a bad looking seat.
Right.
For a touring seat, especially once you put a tour
I've
pack
sat on it. It feels awfully hard to me, but I, with all disclosure, I haven't ridden thousands of miles on it.
Yeah, it's a harder seat, but for whatever reason, it's one of the most comfortable ones I've been on until Saddleman.
Right.
So, because Saddleman's got that gel technology, the gel core, I think they call it.
Yep.
I'm looking forward to it.
I will tell you this. Make sure it comes with a rain cover for your seat. And I threw it up in the attic.
Yeah.
Well, but it didn't rain on my seat.
Oh, gotcha.
But I washed my bike yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
And I got on my bike to ride it in the garage, and my ass was soaked because there's all kinds of pinholes for ventilation in that seat, and it soaks them all up. So if you think it's going to rain, I would definitely use
Throw it on your bike
lot of
overnight.
seats are like that. Yeah. If it has any kind of, that's what's nice about it, is it ventilates really nice because it's got all the pin cushion holes and it sits down and the air comes out of it and all that. But it will retain a little water. So with the butt buffer. So you take your butt buffer off your seat if it's raining because it will become 3 times the weight that it normally is.
Yeah, the cover soaks up.
The cover soaks up
because the butt buffer is similar, has a
pinholes for ventilator or mesh type.
Yeah, it's a mesh type cover so that it lets air through.
Yeah. Okay, guys. So a lot there. And with that said, we had more to talk about, but as always, it's Friday. As always, we had more to talk about than we did, but it is Friday, and
it is Friday.
Lurch wants to get home. I got to cook some dinner for the fam. I'm going to grill up some carne asada on the Blackstone, and I've got
just stay here.
Jalapenos if you want, dude. You're more than welcome. I bought plenty.
I would, but the old lady's already told me what I need to pick up on the way home. What she's craving.
Well, if you play your cards right, you might get a Haktua this week.
Get on that thing.
Get on that thing. All right, guys. We hope it's been informational. We hope it's been entertaining. We hope it's been
infotaining.
There you go, guys.
It's been a while since we pulled that one out.
It is. Yeah, we're always trying to just bring information to you guys. We learn so much just being out on the road and going on these trips, and we live, eat, and breathe the motorcycle lifestyle, as you can tell. We're not just dabbling in it like it is our life. It is my life. And so the more we can learn, I have actually so much that I want to share with you. I was telling Lurch today, like I don't have enough time to do all the videos, all the things I could tell you that I learned and wanted to disclose to you.
Just retire, would you?
I know, dude. We're working on that.
We're so close.
I wanted to talk to you about the infotainment control unit. Some things I learned. Don't worry, it'll be coming in different episodes. We'll kind of maybe pull that over.
Yeah.
Because IFCU would be a good one to talk to Popeye because we were using multiple apps and we can kind of talk about the older version and the new.
Yeah.
And then we can pull over exhaust. That was a good one with the Popeye. So pull those over.
I will.
And
fuel mileage. Yeah, we'll pull those
fuel
over.
mileage. Pull those over. So
those will fit.
Yeah, those will be good. We'll be talking about that in the 2-part episode that we'll do on all the details of the trip. There are a lot of funny stories, and again, we'll give you a lot of tips and tricks. We're always just trying to help the biker community, guys, and we hope you had fun. We appreciate you coming along for the ride and still going strong as all the other podcasts come and then go. We call it pod fading. We're still nailing it, guys, because of your overwhelming support and continued support. And like we've said, shopping in our store is another huge way that you can support us. And there you go, guys. Hope you're out there getting some riding in when you're stressed out, anxious, not sure, like, I should go for a ride, but I'm not. Just gear the frick up, get out of the house, go for a little ride. You'll feel better. It'll free your soul. You'll breathe easier. It's why we all ride. You may have other reasons, but definitely that's the reason that you can all fall back on. You can also ride to go get a Haktua, but before your Haktua, free your soul. That's just going nowhere, dude.
It's cheaper.
Sorry for the Haktua.
Get out and ride. It's cheaper than a therapist.
There you go. Exactly. And also come back and have an IPA like I'm having. That'll help for your soul. Drink responsibly.